Hello, today we're going to have a look at circle terminology, which really is posh speak for do you know the names of the parts of the circle that you need to know. So let's get started. On the right hand side we've got a diagram with nearly all the words on that we need, and that diagram came from mathshints.blogspot.co.uk, so thank you very much for that. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight the two odd ones out, and I think that's sector and segment. And the reason that I think they're slightly different is because they're the only two that are areas, parts of the circle that are areas. Okay, all the others are lines. Okay, so we're going to highlight those and we'll come back to those later on. Right, let's get started. First word we're going to have a look at is circumference. So what does the circumference mean? Well, the circumference means if I start at one point on the edge of the circle and I go all the way around it, and I measure the distance or the length of that perimeter, then that's the circumference. Okay, so it's the distance around the edge of the circle, all the way around. Now, what if I don't have a complete circumference? What if I only have a part of that circumference? So, for example, I might have that distance there. It's still on the perimeter on the edge of the circle, it's still on that curve, but it's not the whole circumference. So this one's not labelled on my diagram on the right, and we're going to call that an arc. Okay, so that's an arc. Now let's have a look at a chord on our diagram. So this word here, a chord. Okay, and a chord is any line that starts on one point of our circumference and goes to another point. So that would be a chord. Okay, a line that joins 2 points on the circumference of the circle. Let's draw another chord. This one would be another chord. Or another one. This line would be a chord. And one more. This one would be a chord. Okay, if we clear up, tidy up a bit, there's one special chord, and that one we're going to call the diameter. So the diameter is probably one you know already. The diameter is the chord that goes exactly through the centre of the circle. So for example, that would be a diameter. My centre point is here, and that straight line goes exactly through the centre. It joins 2 points on the circumference, and it goes through the centre. But it doesn't have to be horizontal. This is a diameter. This is a diameter. Okay, so we've got chord, joins any 2 points on the circumference. Diameter has to go through the centre. Let's tidy up. Go, 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 go. Okay, how about a radius? Okay, a radius, if we draw the centre of my circle there, then a radius has got to be a straight line that goes from the centre to any point on the circumference. So it's really half the diameter. So that would be a radius. That would be a radius. Any of those are radii, radiuses. Okay, let's tidy up again. So I've had a look at a diameter, I've had a look at a chord, I've had a look at a radius. Okay, now let's have a look at a tangent. So a tangent, again, is a bit odd because it's not inside the circle. A tangent is any line that just touches the edge of the circle at one point. Let's try and draw a straight one. Okay, so a tangent can't be there because that goes through the circumference at 2 points. Can't be there because it misses the circle. It's there. That only touches the circumference at 1 point. So that would be a tangent to that circle at that point on the left hand side. Draw another tangent over here. So another tangent might be no. Pretty much there. That will be a tangent to the circle. Okay, so tangent is outside the circle. Now, if you can't remember that one, think about me going off at a tangent. We might start talking about circles. You might ask me a question so that we start talking about something else. We've gone outside the circle. Okay, so we've gone off on a tangent. Okay, that's these straight lines outside the circle. Okay, let's tidy up again. Tangent go, tangent, go. Right, let's come back to those ones we shaded in yellow at the start. So we said those were a bit different because rather than single lines, a sector and a segment are both areas of the circle. They're both parts of the circle rather than single lines. Okay, and it's really, really easy to get them muddled up. So for a start, let's draw a sector. So to draw a sector, let's go for a straight one, sorry. So to draw a sector, I need to draw two lines, both from the centre of the circle to 2 points on the circumference. So that would be a sector. It's a bit like a pizza slice. Okay, if we draw another sector, again, we're going to need two lines. Let's draw a straight one. We're going to need two lines from the centre. And that area there is our sector. Now we could have a really, really big sector. Okay, let's draw two straight lines. Let's draw two straight lines. Let's draw two straight lines. And this time I might be talking about this sector, this massive sector here. But that's still the area enclosed by these two lines. I've just got two sectors I could be looking at. That one or that one. Right, so sector, we need two lines drawn from the centre, and then it's the pizza slice type shape that we get. Go, go, go. Right, what about a segment? So a segment, you'll see all I need to do is draw a chord. Let's do a straight one. So that's chord, remember, joins 2 points on the circumference with a straight line. A segment is the area enclosed by that chord. Or it could be this segment over here, this massive one on this side. Okay, both of those would be segments. Okay, let's just check another one. So we need a chord. Let's go for, go straight. And we might be looking at that segment there. Okay, now as I said, these two are really, really easy to get modelled up. So there are different ways you can remember what's a sector, what's a segment. You might think of a segment of a orange. Trouble is, if you look at it different angles, you might confuse yourself. You could convince yourself it's either one. So I've had to think. If you can't remember them, here's what we're going to do. Well, I noticed that the word sector has an R in it. And the word segment doesn't. Okay, so what? Sector. What did we do to draw a sector? Well, sector was the one that we needed radius. It was that area there. Okay, so the sector is the one that we need two radiuses, radii, to draw. Okay, and that's a nice way to remember them. Okay, I hope that's helped. What I suggest you do is draw yourself a blank circle, and make sure you can label all of the different words we covered. If you do that, we're ready for the next bit, learning the formulae for circumference and area. See you next time.